SEAT was once known for producing small hatches like the Leon and the Ibiza. But just like everybody else, SEAT leapt on the SUV bandwagon with its Arona and Ateca models, and they're proving to be pretty big hits. And in fact, they're so popular that 1 in 3 of every SEAT sold here in the UK is, you guessed it, an SUV. Which is exactly why there's a new one. Meet the Tarraco. But before I tell you whether it's worth considering, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you click on the little bell icon, you'll get a notification when the latest video from Batch or I has landed. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And of course, please do let us know what you think in the comments below. This is the largest SUV SEAT plans to offer for now. It's a 7-seater only and is, surprise, surprise, the SEAT version of the Skoda Kodiaq and the VW Tiguan. And you can tell that it's a sister car to those, can't you? Apart from the SEAT face and this reflector strip right across the back, if you look at it, particularly this middle section, it's got more than a hint of the Tiguan about it. You know, it's just a standard SUV really, isn't it? And I can't help but think, I wish it was a bit more daring. Maybe like the Peugeot 5008 or the Citroën C5 Aircross. But what do you think? Do let us know in the comments below. And you know, there's nothing hugely daring in here either. It feels well built and solid with all the usual VW Group controls, exactly where you'd expect to find them, air conditioning exactly where it usually is, and up here you've got your infotainment screen. The screen is bright, crisp and within easy reach, even if these touch-sensitive controls are a bit difficult to use on the road. And it does come with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and it can be paired with a digital display for the dials. And the digital cockpit is standard on every car, which is pretty surprising. There's really good storage too. The door bins are massive and are flock lined, again in VW Group style. It's just a nice sort of luxury touch really. Good size glove box. There's a storage compartment in the centre here. This central storage compartment also houses a couple of cup holders, and you've got your usual array of power outlets conveniently placed just down there in front of the gear lever. The big surprise though is build quality. The Arona, the small SUV in SEAT's range, has acres of scratchy plastics, but the Tarraco's dashboard is covered in soft plastics. The seat material is nice to touch, and there are bits of fabric lining on the doors too. The seat material is also really nice to touch. Not personally too sure about the brown trim here in the middle, but you know, might suit some people. But what I do like is the way that you also get material here on the doors. It just elevates it and gives it a slightly more luxurious feel. Apart from a handful of special launch edition models, the Tarraco range is pretty simple to choose from. There's SE Technology, Excellence and Excellence Luxe models, with every Tarraco coming with triple zone climate control, the digital dials, an 8-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, metallic paint, yes really, it's standard across the range, parking sensors and LED headlights. Our car is an Excellence, which comes with 19-inch wheels, a reversing camera, adaptive cruise control, those smart seats and keyless entry. So here in the back, it's very comfortable and spacious. Headroom is good, but whoever's sitting in the middle seat gets a slightly raw deal because of the transmission tunnel. You've got good storage, nice flock-lined door bins, power points down here, and I do like the pop-up tables with their little cup holders at the side. Although they're a bit flimsy, I don't know how long they're going to last. And of course, there's the extra row of seats at the back. So how is it at the back, kids? But when those seats are down, you get masses of space, and they're really easy just to flick down like that. And what I really like is underneath this compartment here on the floor is a special space to stow the parcel shelf. It's just really nicely thought out, and the whole thing is very practical with a nice wide opening and quite a low lip, so it makes lifting heavier items in and out nice and easy. Now we've got the 1.5 litre petrol here. It has 148 horsepower and a turbo, and the engine is a standard VW Group small petrol engine. It's generally pretty smooth, fairly punchy. 0 to 60 comes in at just under 10 seconds. It's relatively quiet unless you start to rev it high, and then things do get a little bit raucous. And I think if you had this car fully loaded up with 7 seats, bit of luggage as well, it would struggle a little bit, and that's why the diesel will still make sense for a lot of buyers. And then there's the fuel economy. I've been average around 36 miles to the gallon with just me on board. Fill this car up with stuff, and again, that's really going to plummet. What is surprising, however, is that the Tarraco is a very refined car. Take that 148 horsepower 2-litre diesel engine, for example. Despite the Kodiaq using the same engine, the diesel sounds noisier in the Skoda. There's just better sound absorption in the SEAT, and that's not the only thing the SEAT is better at than the Skoda. The Tarraco has slightly better body control than the Kodiaq. It just feels better tied down when it goes into corners, slightly less body roll. Consequently, the Skoda has a slightly softer ride, but the SEAT's ride, while firmer, is never uncomfortable. While the body control may be better, there's nothing remotely sporty about the way the Tarraco drives. While the 6-speed manual in our car is slick, the steering is light and a bit imprecise. But it is better to drive than not just a Kodiaq or a VW Tiguan, but also a Peugeot 5008. At the end of the day, it's a comfortable SUV for family duties, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that just about sums the Tarraco up. Whilst it might be a little too generic with its VW Group DNA, it's a good family car that's okay to drive, it's comfortable, it's quiet and practical. Factor in a high level of standard equipment and a well-made interior, and it's easy to see why SEAT now sells so many SUVs. Don't leave us just yet. Why not watch Batch's review of the Peugeot 5008 or our SUVs playlist? Press the Carbuyer logo to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, follow us on Instagram and Twitter.